Hey, what's happening, my fearless networking friend? Todd Falcone here. Welcome back to, this is going to be a fun episode for me. It's the subject is in knowing the difference between customer service and customer experience, right? Customer service, and this is really important. What you want to do is you want to create a customer experience. You want to create a situation where you wow your customers, where you make them go, oh my goodness, holy smokes, wow, versus, oh my gosh, these people are terrible. Wow, they got my money and I never heard from them again, which, that happens quite a bit, unfortunately, in business. So if we look at customer service is reactionary, right? Because think about it. How often do you call customer service for some company you do business with? Just say, hey, I wanted to say, man, how's it going? You guys doing great today? You don't call customer service on anybody to say, hey, I hope you're having a great day. You're calling because there's a problem. And you're like, hey, you missed my shipment, or I got the tracking, it's lost, or it came broken, or I don't, whatever the problem is. So it's primarily focused on problem solving. That's what customer service is. Okay, we got a problem. That's what the customer service, customer care department's about, to, make sure that, we get to fix whatever problem is. Now, I realize some companies have customer service departments or customer care departments that do reach out. Hey, did you receive the shipment? Everything okay? But the truth is that's a rarity. Now, with you as a network marketer, when you're bringing customers on to your products, right? This is a product-focused conversation today. And I'm sure we can take this into working with distributors as well, but really the focus is customers, which are, quite frankly, the most beautiful thing you can put into your business because it creates a reliable, recurring, residual income that can be counted on because they're not attached to the compensation plan. And because they're not attached to the compensation plan, they're buying the products because they want to. If they continue to buy the products and they're not attached to the compensation plan, that means they like your products. A lot of times distributors, I don't want to get too off track here, but a distributor will be in the business, and if their check drops below the cost of their auto ship over a period of time, they end up canceling their auto ship, which then tells you, did they really care? Did they give a damn about the product? They didn't, because if they did, they would have stayed and continued on the product. So let's talk about creating a wow customer experience. Now, you will have, in our environment today, you're probably not inventorying product. You might inventory a little bit of product and you do some, retailing hand to hand. You give them the product, they give you the money. But that's most of the time they're probably going to order from the company, and then the company is going to ship them the product. Now, every network marketing company is different in terms of, how they package their materials. If we're talking about a physically packaged product or box or bag or whatever it is, some of them just come in a plain cardboard box and they just toss the products in there with some plastic bubbles or whatever they do, and your invoice or receipt. Some of them put other things in there. Depends on the company. Now, you don't control that at all. So you can't say, hey, can you add this, put this into my product package that's being sent to the customer? So they're going to get the product however it's being received from the company. Again, you can't control that. But what you can control is the experience that this person has the moment that they get the product. So, for example, if you want to keep more of your customers, and I know, for example, let's say you just bought a box of something, and you bought it on a Monday from the company, and you're a retail customer of mine. And I know that on average, it takes about 3 days for you to receive the product. You need to know, by the way, what's the average time from, point of order to them receiving the product. And it's, it's going to be a window. It's not going to be exactly 3 days, but let's say it's 3 days. So if he buys the product on Monday, he's probably going to get the product on Wednesday. So I would just say, to the guy, John, can you do me a favor when you get that box, when it arrives at your house or your post office box or wherever you're getting it, will you do me a favor and just give me a phone call and let me know you got the box, because I want to go through it with you and make sure you know how to use this stuff right. He's like, yeah, absolutely, I can do that. But here's the other thing. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to wait for him to call me. So I'm going to put him in my calendar for, let's say, 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. And maybe he's called me already. Fine, I don't need to call him because he's already called me. But let's say it's 7 o'clock and John hasn't called me. I'm going to pick up the phone and call John. Hey, John, Todd Falcone, just checking in. I just want to check, did you receive your box? He goes, oh, yeah, I got it on Tuesday. So he told me he was going to call me when he got the box, but he didn't. And so I'm not going to, we can't control people. We can suggest and we can say, hey, can you do this? But let's say he got it on Tuesday, but he didn't call me. So he's been already sitting on the product for 24 hours. I'm not going to go, how come you didn't call me? What's wrong with you? I'm not going to do it. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, do you have a few minutes so did you open it yet? He said, no, I haven't even opened it yet. Well, do you got a few minutes? I'm going to go through the product with you just so you know when and where and how to use this stuff. But, oh, yeah. So he tears it open, and I'm going to go through, and you need to know if it's something that you're putting on your body or in your body or whatever it is, how best uses of your product. So what you want to do with this person, and you're creating a customer experience here, is to help them understand how to use it. So if it's a shake, and is the shake best mixed by putting the powder in first and the water on top of it, or the water in first and the powder on top of it? How many ounces of water? Is it best in a shaker cup, or is it probably better with a few ice cubes in a blender? If it's some kind of coffee product, is it better in 8 to 10 ounces of water, or is it better in 40 to 60 ounces of water? I mean, if it's meant to have 8 to 12 ounces of water, if the person puts it in 60 ounces of water in their giant coffee mug, they're not going to have a very good product experience. So what we're looking to do is help them to have a good product experience through, creating a great customer experience. That's what we're looking to do here. So, John might have called me, hey, Todd, I got the box. I'm like, great, fine, then I'll go through it. But I'm not going to wait for the person to call me. And so then, if it's a shake, where does the shake go? The shake's probably going to go in the kitchen. If it's a skincare product, where's it going to go? It's probably going to go in the bathroom. So I'll literally say, John, why don't you, can you take your mobile phone, take that skincare product in the bathroom, let me, open it up. This is what you do. This is how you use it. This is when you use it. You probably want to use it at nighttime. It's, right before you go to bed. But I also want to make sure that they put whatever the product is in a convenient spot. Like, put it in a place where, they're going to, like, you're not going to, nobody's going to typically have a shake in the bathroom, but they'll have their skincare, their toothpaste, or, whatever, their soap, whatever it is. Make sure it's in wherever they're going to use it, because then it's going to be in their face, on their counter. They're more likely to see it. They're more likely to use it. And in many of these cases, your product is not yet a habit for that person. And the way to create a great customer experience is to help them create results. The way we help them create results is to help them make this a habit. So I'm going to make sure that I'm communicating with John over an extended period of time throughout that, for that first month. I'll probably talk to him a couple times a week just to make sure, hey, did you take it? Did you use it? How was it? And not to be on them or bugging them, but to make sure that they are using it, because how many times have you sold something to somebody and it sits on their counter for 2-3 weeks? Haven't even opened it. You also set them up on an auto ship, and now they're 3 weeks into having this stuff sitting on their counter. A week later, they get their next box, and they haven't even opened up the first one. What are they going to do? They're going to cancel their auto ship. And then they're also not creating any story. They're not creating a result because they're not taking the product. So our job is to help them, to make it habit. Now, you could create a little document, for example. Let's say the company sends the product to the person, and you don't control what's in it. Maybe you have if you know what they've purchased, maybe you have a little, sheet that they can use, how to best use it, little simple instructions on how to use it. You could send it over as a PDF. You can email it to them. You could text it to them. You can create a little image, whatever you want to do. And it just makes it easier for them. Now, let's say you are, and sometimes this happens, you are shipping a product to somebody. You've got, whatever your stuff is, you package it up and you ship it out. Well, what kind of experience do you want to create for the person that you control, that when they open up the box, they're like, wow. Not like, oh, they're pulling, peanuts out of there and there's your product. So if you can, or wrinkled up old newspapers and there's your product. Maybe you put a little card in there with a little note. It says, hey, John, appreciate you being one of my customers. Thanks so much for trying our products. Here's a little instructional sheet on how to use it. By the way, here's a little surprise. How can you create a situation where you wow your customer? In fact, a great question to ask yourself in every aspect of your business is this: in what ways can I wow people and make them say, wow, holy smokes, this is an amazing experience? You're going to have less problems. You're going to have less issues when you're actively involved in the process of working with your people. If they're taking, another thing, I don't want to get too off subject, but if there's a potential side effect that your product might have, and I did this on a video probably 2 months ago, if there's a potential side effect that your product might, even a small percentage of people, they get a headache, I'm going to tell John, look, hey, when you take this stuff first couple days, you might get a headache. If you do, just drink some more water. It's basically your body saying, look, you need this stuff. It's probably a detox headache is what it is. So just up your water intake. It should go away. Or you can reduce the amount that you're taking to half for the first few days, and then, but if we don't provide that information to somebody, and then they get the headache, first thing the only thing different I'm doing is I'm taking this product, so I'm gonna stop taking it. So I just want you to know the difference between customer service, which is reactionary, it's reacting to problems, and customer experience, which is you're creating this amazing, experience for this person where they're feeling great about it, which is communication with them, follow up, showing them through your actions that you care. I mean, seriously, even, thank you cards, thank you notes, appreciate you being my customer. I'm not talking about a text. I'm talking about you physically taking your hand, putting it on a card. Yes, it's a lost art. And when somebody gets that, they know that you took the extra effort. I've got stacks of cards on my desk here from people that have reached out to me and expressed whatever they've expressed to me via cards. I save them all. I mean, because it's like, wait a second, they took the time to write a handwritten note to me and say, hey, I appreciate all the work that you've done for me and my team. How could I not hold on to this? How could I not, thanks for being on my call. Okay, that's fine, I'll take that. But when somebody takes that extra step, it really shows me how much they care. And that's what we want to do with our customers, is show them how much we care, how much we value them. And the more we show them how much we value them, the more likely that they're going to stick around and the less problems that we're going to have. So just some notes on the difference between customer service, which is reactionary, and customer experience, which is a glorious thing to make happen. So what's up, YouTubers, podcast people? Come on over to my website, comment on this, toddfalcone.com/episode 126. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Have an amazing day.